Alright, good evening ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. Tonight it's the Next Victim Racing NVR Dirt Street Stock Nationals. Tonight we come to the sprint car capital of the world, the Knoxville Raceway. My name is Brett Wheeler. Thank you for joining us here on this Sunday evening. Well, last week, or in fact last week or the week before, we had the Dirt Street Stocks at Volusia Speedway Park. Now we come to the Nationals, the end of the month, where these drivers will contest the Nationals held here at the Knoxville Raceway. We've got 15 cars, nearly 16 cars in fact, signed into the pit area for the Sydney course. Practice still happening. We've got about 10 minutes of warm-up session left, so of course we've got a bit of time to fill in. So tonight, what is on the program is we are going to have qualifying in about 10 minutes time, and then of course we'll get straight into the heat races. 2 heat races, 10 laps the distance. Heat 1 will set the inside row, heat 2 will set the outside row. And then of course we'll get set for tonight's A main, which will be 55 laps in distance. With a bit of time left here in this practice session, we might just take this moment just to thank quite a number of people, of course, that help here on the Ultimate Dirt TV broadcast. Of course, Wicked Cushion, sponsors of Ultimate Dirt TV for the past 2.5 seasons. So you make sure you check out their webpage at www.wicked-cushion.com for all your dirt apparel needs. Of course, make sure you check them out on the social media page as well. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, you name it, I'm sure they've got it. Of course, we want to thank Simworks Performance as well. Building computers that specifically run iRacing. If you want to get into the iRacing scene and you want to, you like what you see and you want to test your skills on how you compare against some of the world's best in a street stock, or even whether you want to run some midgets, UMP modifieds, late models, or even sprint cars, check out Simworks Performance, as they build computers built to run iRacing. Of course, we want to thank BK Designs as well for all your logo needs. For your iRacing wraps, check out BK Designs. He does it all. Send him a message. Check him out on Facebook as well. And of course, has a media as well. Done quite a bit behind the scenes, especially with the ATVO and the theme that you see up on your screen. So, without him, it wouldn't be possible. And of course, a big thanks to the race fans that tune in week in and week out. And of course, if you been following the page for quite some time, we've actually been doing some personal racing streams to the page as well. So for all the people that have followed and liked and shared the page, whether you're a regular watcher or a regular viewer here at Ultimate Dirt TV, or whether you're a newcomer, thank you for tuning in, and we hope that you do enjoy the show that we are about to put on. Of course, we've still got about 6.5 minutes left here in this practice session. And I guess there's a bit of time to interact with the chat room as well. If you guys, of course, we are just live on the one page tonight, which is the Ultimate Dirt TV Facebook page. Now, of course, if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit the like and follow button. And if you guys got any questions, you can throw them down in the chat room, and we will, or in the comments section. We do have it up so we can interact with you guys. Or you can let us know who you're cheering for. What I'll do is I'll bring up the top 10 on the left-hand side of your screen. So, as it stands, they are your top 10 fastest drivers out on the racetrack at the moment. Of course, Ronald Heaton, he's got this quick time locked up by 0.120, so over a tenth of a second quicker than Chase Wascombe, who sits in position 2. Daniel Stifler in 3rd. John Monkern in 4th. Matthew Everts in 5th. 6th is Jim Revis, 7th. Tyson Pankow. Kyle Bethel in 8th. Greg Turbeville in 9th, and Alex Cummings rounding up the top 10. Of course, you're looking at less than half a second between your top 14 drivers when it comes to times on the racetrack at the moment. Mitchell Stout, thank you very much for the like on the page. We do appreciate all the likes that we get here on Ultimate Dirt TV. And what you might have heard in the background was the driver chat in game. So, well, instead of watching the overhead cam while the cars are on the racetrack, I'm going to get you down in a close and personal shot of the racetrack. Get a look, give you guys a look at some of the cameras that are going to be available tonight. Well, while we've got about 4 minutes, we're going to take this opportunity to step aside here on Ultimate Dirt TV. And we're going to be back in just a few minutes' time, of course. Then we'll get into some qualifying. So stick around as car 31 goes up on its lid, and it happens to be Kyle Bethel. Alright, we welcome you back here to Ultimate Dirt TV. Of course, we've got less than 1 minute in this practice session. And of course, we get straight into qualifying and which driver will take the famous right-hand turn into victory lane in the Knoxville Raceway victory lane, as you can see on your screen right now. So still got a couple of cars on the racetrack getting their final bit of practice in here for the next Victim Racing Dirt Street Stock Nationals Yes, we are in the sprint car capital of the world, the Knoxville Raceway. Darren Clark and Jared Jones, thank you very much for following the Ultimate Dirt TV page. It's much appreciated. And it is now time for the Dirt Street Stock Nationals qualifying. On the program next, of course, we can only cover so many drivers. Of course, we'll try and get as many drivers as we can on the racetrack for you. So, of course, with this lone qualifying session, what that means is each car goes out there by themselves and they have 3 laps. You've got 5.5 minutes of qualifying. Each driver has 3 laps to set their fastest lap around the Knoxville Raceway. As a few of these drivers have just gotten the green flag or coming out onto the racetrack. Of course, we watched the 31 of Kyle Bethel on screen. And a big thanks to everyone that is sharing the post as well. We hope you enjoy the coverage here of the Dirt Street Stock Nationals. First lap time for Kyle Bethel is a 23.621. Marcus Brown with a 23.675. Matthew Everett, your Volusia Speedway winner, jumps to the top of the speed charts, but not for long because Ronald Heaton in car number 14 with a 23.360. Of course, tonight's feature event going to be 55 laps in distance. So quite a long race to come. And a fair few laps to be turned here at the Knoxville Raceway. Heaton is second lap is quicker again with a 23.347. We're watching the 14 on screen at the moment. John Monkern, third quick with a 23.506. Alex Cummings in the 631. Fourth quick with a 23.556. Kyle Bethel jumps to position 5. Can Heaton go quicker again? He does with a 23.287. He has got this on lockdown at the moment. And of course, a new thing here on Ultimate Dirt TV as of just a couple of days ago. Of course, the support is much appreciated, whether you're watching, liking, following, sharing, whatever you're doing here as a fan of racing. We thank you for, whether you're liking, sharing, and, doing all that good jazzy stuff. And of course, we've got a new thing. You can actually donate some stars to us as well. 71 of Daniel Stifler, second quick. Chase Wascombe, third quick with a 23.421. So we watch Stifler in the 71, second quick with a 23.365. Just a little bit over 3/4 of a second, 3/4 of a tenth of Ronald Heaton's time. Second lap is going to be a little slower for Stifler. Wascombe, his previous lap was slower than his quickest. In fact, Stifler pulling the car up on the back straight away, so I dare say he is done for. So we watch the 15 of Chase Wascombe. G'day, Robbie Andrew. How are you, bud? So this should be the final lap in qualifying, I believe. 23.480, so not all drivers have turned 3 laps here at the Knoxville Raceway, but we can tell you right now, as we look down top to bottom, your top 10, Ronald Heaton with a 23.287, Daniel Stifler, Chase Wascombe, Matthew Everett, Alex Cummings, John Monkern, Tyson Pankow, Kyle Bethel, Keith Moody, Greg Turbeville as well, round out the top 10. As that will line us up for heat racing competition. Qualifying is done. Now it's time to get into the nitty-gritty stuff as we take a look at your wicked cushion starting grid for heat race number 1. Starting on pole in car number 14, going quick time this evening is Ronald Heaton. And he's outside the 15 of Chase Wascombe. Inside second row, the 631 of Alex Cummings will line up alongside the 91 of Tyson Pankow out of position number 4. Starting position 5 in the 121, it'll be Keith Moody alongside him. Starting position 6 in car number 21 in the Evil One graphics, it's Jim Revis. Starting position 7 in car number 17, it'll be Nathan Meadows, and to his outside the 72 of Brett Wasness. And your final starter in heat race number 1 in car number 33, Corey Stansell. And that's been a look at your Wicked Cushions starting grid for heat race number 1. Ten laps the distance, all cars on pit road, and they will exit pit road behind the iRacing official pace truck. 2 laps behind the pace truck under formation as the drivers roll side by side, and then of course off of turn number 4, the green flag will wait these drivers in heat race number 1. This should be a belter of a front row. Heaton and Wascombe. Of course, let us know who you're cheering for in the chat room. Who do you think will pick up heat race number 1? Of course, it's hard to go past the guy that starts on pole. He's certainly been the quickest car all night, practice and qualifying. Can he transition this into a heat win as well? Drivers down the back straightaway. Behind the pace truck. For the first time here this evening, heat race number 1. Getting set to launch off at turn number 4. Can't go until the green flag has been displayed, and we are green. And off and underway here in the Dirt Street Stock Nationals. Heaton straight. Got that left front straight up on the inside berm. Here comes Wascombe looking down the outside, down the back straightaway. They go 2 by 2, and then of course behind them you had a little 3-wide battle down the back straightaway. Heaton will lead the opening lap, and he's still got 9 to do if he wants to start up on the pole of tonight's feature event. Here comes the 631 of Alex Cummings up on the inside of Tyson Pankow in the number 91. Then, of course, Jim Revis in car 21. Got a new paint scheme there for tonight. Jim Revis. As Revis now sitting in position 5, looking for 4th. We go on board the 21 right now through turns 1 and 2. Big shout out to Jim, actually running the Ultimate TV logo on the inside of that cockpit. You see just behind the chassis there, the roll bar. Of course, that's a way to get yourself some free airtime by running the Ultimate TV logo. Revis now sliding up in front of Pankow, will take over position number 4. Meanwhile, back up front, out in front of the ranch, the 14 of Ronald Heaton. Out in front, Chase Wascombe in 2nd, Alex Cummings in 3rd. Jim Revis in 4, still trying to fend off Tyson Pankow in the 91 for position 5. Then you go back to the 121 of Keith Moody. On screen right now, the black and yellow. Almost makes me want to break out into a song and dance about black and yellow. Half a second between your race leader and 2nd place driver. Heaton over Wascombe. Cummings about 4/10 of a second behind your 2nd place driver of Wascombe in the 15 machine. In fact, we go on board with the 631 of Alex Cummings. Trying to run down your top two at the moment. This is heat race number 1 on the Next Victim Racing Dirt Street Stock Nationals. These drivers are certainly letting the dirt fly here at the Knoxville Raceway, the sprint car capital of the world. So you're looking about 4 5/10 of a second between your first, second and third place drivers. However, you've got a couple of tenths between Jim Revis in the 21, who's sitting in position 4, and Tyson Pankow in the 91, sitting in position 5, gets the left front up on an inside berm through turns 1 and 2. And that's not how you want to do it. Car spinning behind in the background. It's the 17 of Nathan Meadows. We stay green though. 8 complete and 2 to run for your race leader, Ronald Heaton. Just 1.5 laps away from starting on pole for tonight's main event in the 55 lap journey. Through turns 3 and 4. For the penultimate time, your race leader, still Ronald Heaton, led since the drop of the green flag. Had a challenge from Wascombe early on in turns 1 and 2, but the bottom side was the place to be. We see the 631 of Alex Cummings trying to run through the middle of 1 and 2, just running up a line higher than what your first 2 drivers are. As the final time through turns 3 and 4 in heat race number 1. On for turn number 4, your race winner is Ronald Heaton. Second goes to Wascombe. Third is going to be Alex Cummings. Jim Rebus home in 4th. Tyson Pankow, Keith Moody in 6th. Brett Wasness in 7th. Corey Stansell in 8th. And Nathan Meadows coming across the line right now will come home in position number 9. But it's all Ronald Heaton out in front, and we'll start on pole for tonight's main event. Of course, we'll take a look at heat race number 2, and we'll have a look at your Wicked Cushion starting grid. Heat number 2 looks like this. Starting on pole in car number 71, Daniel Stifler. To his outside, the 06 of Matthew Evans. Starting position 3, the 36 of John Monker. To his outside in car 31, starting position 4, it's Kyle Bethel. Starting position 5 in car number 20 is Greg Turbeville. To his outside, the 79 of Justin Gledhill. Starting position 7 in the 725, Marcus Brown. He will line up alongside the 87 of Trace Williams. And that is tonight's Wicked Cushion starting grid for heat race number 2. So drivers getting the 1 to green signal right now. Oh, so who do you think will pick up heat race number 2 victory, and who will start on the outside of the front row? They go past the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum, and past the Brian Clausen Sweet Tower here at the Knoxville Raceway. Also, Racing done a fantastic job and providing a great service for us here to race on a nightly and daily basis. Here we go. Heat 2 down and underway as they race down the front straight away into turn number 1 and 2. Keep an eye on that inside race in the 36. Getting up on the inside berm along with, I think, the 20 of Turbeville as well. Monkern in the 36, looking for position number 3. Getting on by Kyle Bethel in the 31. Lap 1 belongs to the 71 of Daniel Stifler. 1 down, 9 to run here in heat race number 2, the final heat of the night before the 55 lap main event. And who will be crowned the Dirt Street Stock Nationals champion here at the Knoxville Raceway? Stifler holding off Everts. Now, cast your mind back to the Volusia race, where Everts was very strong on the top side of the racetrack. And he led for a good portion of that 60-lap main event. He'll be looking to back that up with a Knoxville win. Of course, there's a lot of stiff competition here. Gledhill trying to come through the field as well, looking to the inside of the 20 machine of Greg Turbeville. They race side by side down into turn number 1 and 2. That's your battle for 5th and 6th at the moment. Nose to tail, your top 4 very close. There is a second separating your top 4 drivers. Stifler, well, he runs through the middle of the racetrack through turns 3 and 4. 4 laps complete, 6 to go. Here in heat race number 2. As here comes Everett looking down low. Monkern may just got a little bit of a tap there from the 31 of Kyle Bethel in turns 1 and 2. Unsettled the race car just a little bit, but managed to gather it back up, and both these drivers hold on to their 3rd and 4th spots on the racetrack. We go on board with Matthew Everts now, sitting in 2nd. Stifler through the middle. But it's Everts down low off of turn number 2. The Iceman, Daniel Stifler, out in front in the 71. We come back to a wider angle right now. Already past the halfway stage of this race right now. Just 4 laps remain, 2 miles to go. Might seem like an eternity in these cars. You're turning laps in the 23-second bracket. So you're looking at 2.5 laps every minute. Times that by 55, and well, you're in for a long, long race. 3 laps to go for your race leader, Daniel Stifler. Battle is going to be on right now for 3rd. You got a 3-car battle. Malkern, Bethel, and Turbeville. Gledhill not too far away. The battle is on for the race lead as well. We're trying to keep up with everything and what's going on the racetrack. There is a lot to keep an eye on. Side by side, off of turn number 4. Your races for the lead. And still Stifler hangs on by 3/4 of a car length. However, a little bit high on the racetrack, I thought, through turns 1 and 2. That allows Everett to sneak up on the inside. They continue to race side by side down the back straightaway. Your races for the lead. Slide job, no. Everett and Stifler side by side. One more time. A great heat race here in heat race number 2. A middle and a bottom groove developing here this early on in the night. That's going to get you excited for later on in the 55 lapper. These drivers continue to run side by side through turns 3 and 4. This is to start on the outside of the front row. Stifler has it coming to the line. Everett fights back on the inside. Stifler's going to grab it. 0.035 of a second. Daniel Stifler gets the win. Matthew Everett home in 2nd. Monkern got 3rd, and the results just fell away from me just as before we could get the rest of the results, and that's how close it was. Well done to Daniel Stifler and Ronald Heaton, as those drivers will start on the front row for tonight's main event. Of course, we now have a 5-minute warm-up session. These drivers get to go out there and just tear up the racetrack just a little bit. So still plenty of racing to come here on Ultimate Dirt TV. 55 lap main event. This should be a beauty. Let's hope we can get some more side-by-side action from what we just seen in heat race number 2. Everts and Stifler certainly putting on a show for the fans. Of course, without you fans, with no one watching, it really wouldn't be entertaining. So we thank everyone that has tuned in to Ultimate Dirt TV for tonight's race. Of course, our next race will be 2 days' time. It'll be the Australian Speedway League. In fact, I think we might be having something on Tuesday nights as well. So we'll release some details about that when we know more, of course. Just trying to sort out the finer details of, covering these dirt races. Of course, we have got the intention to step away after the season's end, but with us not really doing a whole lot of dirt content, and myself just actually focusing up on the LSR TV production stuff, that's given me a nice little break from dirt. So we may come back and at the end of the season with hopefully a few more nights. Of course, at the moment we've just got the 2 nights that we're broadcasting. Of course, Wednesday night Australian time, which happens to be sort of early Wednesday morning, talking, what's 5-6 a.m. Eastern time. So, and then of course Sunday nights on occasion. So Sunday, Monday, early Sunday night, where we're booked up until about 8:30. So if you guys got anything from sort of 8:30, just say 9:30, 10, feel free to message the page, and we can certainly talk to you about getting your races broadcasted. Monday nights we're booked from, I think, 9 o'clock. That's where we head over to the LSR TV and the iRacing Esports Network. We produce the Full Throttle Real Sim Racing Cup, the asphalt stuff. Tuesday, Wednesday night we are free. Like I said, Tuesday night I believe we're going to be booked, but at the moment we're still in negotiations. Thursday night, once again, we're booked up on the LSR TV page from about 9 o'clock. So, of course, we've got a 6 or 7 o'clock league race that you want broadcasted. Like I said, just message the page, and we can certainly have a chat to you about getting your league broadcasted and showing what your league races are all about. And of course, big thanks to everyone that tunes into these broadcasts and also personal streams that we've been doing sort of the past 3 or 4 days. It's much appreciated getting up on the wheel and giving a bit of a different perspective. When you're inside the cockpit of the race car, of course we try and get those W's as much as we can. We're not out there just to field a race car and be a field filler. I think we're there to win. We got the speed to do it. Well, that went quick. 5 minutes of just gibbering on. Amazing what you can do when you're just not even thinking about the time and stuff like that. As we get set to take a look at your Wicked Cushion starting grid here in just a moment. 55 laps around the Knoxville Raceway. These drivers are in for a bit of a long night. It's going to be a tough night. We'll take a look at your Wicked Cushion starting grid. Starting on pole in car number 14, it's Ronald Heaton. To his outside, the 71.
Welcome to the main event.
Daniel Stifler. Starting position 3, the 15 of Chase Wascombe. To his outside, the 06 of Matthew Everts.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Starting position 5 in the 631, Alex Cummings. Starting position 6, the 36 of John Monkern. Starting position 7, car number 21 of Jim Revis. Starting position 8, the 31 of Kyle Bethel. Starting position 9, the 91 of Tyson Pankau, lining up on the outside of row number 5, car number 20 of Greg Turbeville. Starting position 11, the 121 of Keith Moody will line up alongside the 79 of Justin Glenhill, who starts position number 12. Brett Wasness in car 72 will start 13, starting position 14, the 87 of Trace Williams. Corey Stansell starts position 15, alongside him in the 725, Marcus Brown. And your final starter In position 17, in car 17, it's Nathan Meadows. The fireworks go off here at the Knoxville Raceway. This is tonight's Next Victim Racing Dirt Street Stock Nationals here at the Knoxville Raceway. Fireworks on the infield, in the sky, and no doubt fireworks gonna be on the racetrack. 1 to green signal for the drivers, 55 laps to distance. Who will take the checkered flag? We find out as the drivers roll past the National Sprint Car and Hall of Fame and Museum down the back straightaway. They pace patiently. $55 on the board. Heaton, Stifler, Wascombe, Everts. Green flag is out and we are underway here in tonight's Dirt Street Stock Nationals. All the drivers on that inside line, all catching a piece of that infield berm. Oh no, Cummings. Oh, Cummings is around. And we are staying green. Unbelievable stuff. Battle for the race lead down the front straight away. The 14 of Heaton led the opening lap. Stifler working back to the outside of the racetrack. Wascombe on the inside, followed by Matthew Everts as well. So a nice little 3-car battle developing down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. You're not seeing anything? Better refresh your page. Nothing wrong with the stream, guarantee it. Wascombe on the inside of Stifler. Heaton continues to lead. Everts down low, the 36 of Moncton, rounding out the top 5. However, you battle right now as we're going to go on board with Matthew Everts as he battles for position number 3 on the racetrack. You just see how close he gets to that left rear quarter panel of Chase Wascombe in the 15. On the outside is Daniel Stifler. He's gone backwards at the moment. So watch the Iceman, the 71 of Stifler, roll through the middle of the racetrack, through turns 3 and 4. You go back to that wider angle shot right now, through turns 1 and 2. And yellow flag is on the racetrack. As we try and have a look at our Wicked Cushion instant replay. I'm just trying to find it, so just bear with us here. Alright, bit of a debris caution, that one. Well, gonna have to come back live. We'll call that one a debris caution. As the drivers double up here once again at the Knoxville Raceway. Lights are out on the iRacing official pace truck. Down the back straightaway again. When we get the green flag, 7 down, 48 to go. And hello Dawn, welcome to the stream, welcome in. This is tonight's main event for the Next Victim Racing Dirt Street Stock Nationals at the Knoxville Raceway.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag is out and look at Wascombe. on the outside through turns 1 and 2. Your races for the lead. Wascom on the top side. Heaton down low. Down the back straight away. They drag race into turn number 3 and 4. Look at Stifler trying to make a line on the extreme top side of the racetrack. Still in rows of 2 by 2. Heaton led the previous lap. He got by Wascom. Now look at Stifler working back to the outside. He's got he's got half a car length over Everts on the inside. Bethel trying to make it work on the outside of Monken. Here comes Wascom now. Wascom sticks a nose in up on the inside of Heaton. Now Wascom's going to get a run into turn number 1 and 2. Not looking for the slide job. Keeps the car locked down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Heaton getting a run off turn number 2. Oh, car into the wall. Marcus Brown in the 725. But your races for the lead. Here comes Matthew Everett. Getting the left side tyres up on that inside berm. That's not what you want to happen. Nearly 3 wide into turns 1 and 2. Wascom leads this field down the back straight away. Heaton continues to work that outsole, the middle groove on the racetrack. He's been unable to get down low since Wascom stuck a nose in it quite a few laps ago. Tell you what, he's doing a heck of a job rolling that middle groove of the racetrack. Wascom, left front tyre along with Everts up on that inside berm. And there is the run. And that could be the mistake needed from Wascom to give Heaton that low line. Heaton, will he clear Wascom into turn number 1? No. Wascom not going away, continuing to run side by side. Wascom with a great run through turns 1 and 2. He's clear now. If he wanted to go down, he would have shut the door. And it would have almost been like a chop. But when you're clear, you're clear. This race for the lead is still going on right now. Wascom not going away. Everts not going away either. Jim Revis got a couple of cars behind him. Bethel and Gledhill. As we go back towards the front of the pack. You want to get a good shot of this? Let's go. We go on board with Matthew Everett, your third place driver. This is exactly what he sees in front of him right now. Car high, car in front of him. Oh, mistake there from Heaton. He nearly came down and shut the door on Matthew Everett. So you see Wascom getting clear right now. And here comes Revis in the 21, also onto the low side. Stifler back to position 4. Monkern in car 36, holding down that 5th spot on the racetrack. Gledhill, Justin Gledhill, come from a long way back in this race, and now he's sitting inside the top 10. Thanks, Josh, for getting that sorted. Oh no, Heaton around! Heaton! He got into the left rear of your race leader. We'll bring up a wicked cushion instant replay of that one. So we're not on the yellow. We're not on the yellow just yet, but we'll take a look. You can see here on the screen right now. Oh, he just caught the left rear quarter panel, and the Nevert's coming through, tagged him. No yellow. As we come back live pictures, live racing from the Knoxville Raceway, 17 down. Oh, Glenhill caught that inside wall. Bethel in the 31, the 36, and Monkern as well. The 91, oh. Surely this yellow has to come out. In fact, Monkern driving back to the pits. Somehow we stay green. Chase Wascom, your race leader from Matthew Everett. Got a lot of damage. We'll go on board. You see the damage next to the air filter, just on the left-hand side of the hood there. Stifler in the 71 in 3rd. Jim Revis in 4th. And then they've got a second back to the 5th place driver, the 79 of Justin Gledhill. Monkern and Pankow back to pit road. So Chase Wascombe, your race leader. Matthew Everts in second, third, Daniel Stifler, Jim Revis, and Justin Gledhill rounding out the top 5. These drivers start just to spread out just a little bit, but now Stifler made a little bit of a mistake through turns 1 and 2. That allowed the 21 of Revis to really close up on that rear bumper of the 71 through turns 1 and 2. Couldn't do anything down the back straight away. He tries to duck low off of turn 4. So right now, this is your top 4 on screen. From left to right, the 15, your race leader, Chase Wascombe. Matthew Everts in the 06, Daniel Stifler in the 71, and Jim Revis in car number 21 in that newly painted Evil One Graphics Dirt Warrior Racing car number 21. Gledhill battling with Greg Turbeville for 5th and 6th at the moment, but we keep an eye on Revis and Stifler through turns 1 and 2. Revis has really closed the gap on that 71 in the previous couple of laps. Just trying to reel in your 3rd place finisher, trying to get that 21 on the front stretch on the podium. Stifler through the middle of 1 and 2. Revis now creeping up on the inside, sticks the front bumper up on that inside of the 71. They race off for turn number 2. And here comes Matthew Everts in the 06. He is catching up to Chase Wascombe as they battle for the race lead. Well, as they say, it's one thing to catch him, it's another thing to pass him. And it's hard to believe that the 06 has got that kind of front end damage and he's still able to keep pace as Wascombe goes to the middle or the top side of the racetrack, as is Stifler. So first, second, third and fourth, they were 2 by 2 in turns 3 and 4. Everts now looking to the inside. Wascombe has gone up high, trying to find a different line on the racetrack, and well, he has found it. And hats off to Stifler, because Stifler, well, he's tried to keep that 71 in the same line throughout the past 26 laps. 27 down, 28 to go. Halfway next time by. Wascombe, Everts, Stifler, and Revis, your top 4. You're back to Turbeville holding off Gledhill. Bit of a distance back to Ronald Heaton, Williams, Moody, Meadows, Wasness, Brown, Cummings, Bethel. Of course, Pankow, Monkern, and Stansell, they are all back up and packed up and ready to go home. Everts now halfway home, 28 down, 27 to go in tonight's 55-lap main event. Side by side, as these drivers continue to run through turns at 1 and 2 and also 3 and 4. Wascombe shuts the door, as he not only shut the door, he slammed it. But now that does give the top side to Matthew Everts if he wants it. Nope, Wascombe goes high in 3 and 4. Everts down low looking for the slide job. Oh, they rub. Right rear fender panel on the left rear, or on the left front fender panel. And Matthew Everts, for the first time in tonight's race, he would lead lap number 30. Gets a little out of shape and a little high off for turn number 2. They made contact, Everts and Wascombe. They got to be careful, because if these guys make too much contact, the next 2 drivers in line, Daniel Stifler and Jim Revis, they're ready to pounce on any mistake that happens. Everts continues to lead the field through 1 and 2. Wascombe down low. Wascombe looks to have the lead off for turn number 2. Right on the bottom side, he lacks that drive off for turn 2. And it's Everts who pulls clear about half a car length down the back straightaway. This time they almost made contact, Wascombe and Everts. This is a great battle up front at the line. There was nothing in it. in that one. We give the lead back to Wascom for a split second. That was almost a dead heat. Almost making contact off of turn 2. Stifler trying to go down low and go downstairs. And look at Revis putting 4 wheels over the cushion in the marbles. Wascom down low through turns 1 and 2. Everts, after leading a couple of laps, has gone back to second, and Jim Revis now into position number 3, and he might have just found something on the top side of the racetrack. This time we see Wascom, Everts, and Revis and Stifler all running above that slick line. In fact, our top 6 drivers, Turboville and Gledhill. So what this battle between the top 4 has done is it's brought in your 5th and 6th place cars. Everts down low in 3 and 4. 20 laps to go this time by. 35 complete. Just the one yellow. And it was a debris caution. Everts has the lead momentarily, but Wascom says, I'm taking it back on the top side. And here comes a slide job from Everts. Gets into the front bumper of Wascom. Now Jim Revis gets up on the inside, takes over position number 2. This race is nowhere near done just yet. Still plenty of racing to come. And you're looking at half a second between your top 4 drivers. Jim Revis has now got free rein on the top side of the racetrack. Everts using a slide job line through 3 and 4. This is great racing here in the Dirt Street Stock Nationals here at the Knoxville Raceway. Everts, once again, slide job line through 1 and 2. Wascom through the middle, in fact, just above the slick line, and Revis away 3/4 of the way up on the racetrack. Wascom once again, now he goes through the slick chase. Wascom trying to make something happen through the slick part of the racetrack. Side by side with Revis, and this is exactly what Matthew Everts wants to see. These drivers battle it out side by side because, well, the more time that they spend battling with each other, that gives Matthew Everts a clear run to the finish line. And as these drivers continue to go side by side, in fact, they're probably 2 car lengths away from each other in the turn, so, I mean, they are running side by side. They're giving each other plenty of room. You just see at the wide angle just then how far these drivers are apart. At the start of the corner when Revis into the wall. It's about the mid part of the corner and on the exit. That's where they really start to come close. Matthew Everts, he's pulled now almost a second lead. 0.96 or 0.972. In fact, it was at the start finish line from Wascom. Revis falling back to position 3, so I don't think that top side is really the place to be. And there it is, Jim Revis straight back down to the low side through the slick line through turns 3 and 4. And Matthew Everts starting just to clear away just a little bit more. And he's running that slide job line, and I am surprised that, Revis, Wascom, and Stifler, I'm surprised that they're not actually, caught up on that one, because he's been doing it for the last, 5 or 6 laps, or if not more. And he is just literally just pulled away from the rest of the field. He is just outright just dominating this race now. It took him a while to get going, but just like he did at Volusia, he's looking to pick up another big win here in the next Victim Racing Dirt Street Stock. Of course, the military appreciation race at Volusia. Matthew Everts picked up that one as well. We still see the battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th on screen. Did we go 3 wide? And there's a cushion starting to develop. We just see the 71 of Stifler hit it, trying to stick a nose and make it 3 wide off for turn number 2. However, Wascom Revis continue to race side by side. Stifler trying to get the cushion. Revis slides up. Wascom crosses underneath. Meanwhile, Turboville trying to run that outside line, trying to run the cushion through turns 3 and 4. Just in the background shot of your top, or your second, third and fourth place driver, battling with Justin Gledhill in the pink and white 79. Ten laps to go for your race leader in the 06, Matthew Evans. Looking for back-to-back dirt street stock wins. Stifler once again trying the top side of the racetrack. Evans about 3/4 up and Jim Revis running right through the slick. As we're going to go on board with the 71, your fourth place driver at the moment as he goes from top to bottom. Go fast, turn left. You need more than that. As he tries to run the top, he's just back trying to get a diamond off that turn. Chase Wascombe, who led quite a few laps here earlier on this evening, sitting in position number 2, 1.6 seconds away from a race leader, Matthew Evans. Although that previous lap, Wascombe, he was a tenth and a bit quicker than your race leader. In fact, Matthew Evans was the slowest driver out of the top 4. And that just goes to show that maybe these drivers have picked up on something, but it could be too little, too late. As Matthew Evans, with 7 laps to go, Wascombe a tenth quicker again on the previous lap, 24.049. Matthew Evans at 24.14. So the 15 of Wascombe has found something late in the race. We come down the front straight away. We look at the times and oh boy, oh boy. I'm going to try and get a wide angle of that one. We're not too sure who is that. We'll take a look at your Wicked Cushion instant replay. As we are trying to look through. Oh, there we go. We found it. As we take a look here at your Wicked Cushion instant replay, the 79 of Justin Gledhill. Just got a little. Oh, he's just straight out looped it. Roll back down to the racetrack. Got the rear wheels up on that infield berm. Yellow flag out. And there we go. It's as easy as that. And that erases a 1.7 second lead. Matthew Evans had over Chase Wascombe. As we come back live to you from the Knoxville Raceway for the Next Victim Racing Street Stock Nationals. Nice racing up front. Yes, it is. It is great racing up front. Of course, we should be on 2 to green right now. So that should set us up for a green-white checker here in the Next Victim Racing Dirt Street Stock Nationals. Boy, oh boy, who do we go on board with? You know what? We're going to go on board right now. As we roll around, we've still got... In fact, lights are out, so we're going green this time by a green-white checker incoming. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, give me a hell yeah. On board, Jim Revis, green-white checker incoming. We'll see what it's like through 1 and 2, and then of course we'll go to our Hall of Fame camera angle and a great start from Matthew Evans. A 20 of Turbo just comes in and hits a 21, so I'm not too sure whether Evans had jumped the start or not, but try and get a ruling on that. As we take a look at your Wicked Cushion instant replay, which will finish us out here this evening. So that's the start. Everett's got a great start. Revis was in 2 minds on whether to go or not. And the outside row was caught sleeping big time. And I believe that was 725 of Marcus Brown came through. As the 14 sort of just didn't want to turn, and well, you see the result of that car going upside down. We'll come back to you live from the racetrack. We come back live as the drivers come past the start-finish line here on the front straightaway. We go to the high shot, the fireworks going off, and Matthew Evans completes the win here at the Knoxville Raceway. As the fireworks go off, we'll take a look at your Hazard Media finishing result for the next Victim Racing Dirt Street Stock Nationals. Fireworks off in the background. Matthew Evans home in first with 22 laps led. In this one, Jim Rivers home in second. Greg Turbeville in third. Chase Wascombe home in fourth. Trace Williams fifth. Daniel Stifler sixth. Nathan Meadows seventh. Justin Gledhill in eighth. Ninth went to Kyle Bethel. Alex Cummings rounded out the top 10. Of course, we go over the page. Marcus Brown home in 11th. 12th was Keith Moody. 13th, Brett Wasness. In 14th, Ronald Heaton. Tyson Pankow in 15th, John Monkern in 16th, and Corey Stansell in 17th. Well, we look to get a chat with our top three here. We know a couple of these drivers have got microphones already, so we'll bring these guys in one by one. Alright, well, we'll go straight down to the victory lane on the front straightaway here. And we'll chat with our second place driver of Jim Rivers. Jim, congratulations on second place. You battled with three other drivers for majority of that race, and you come away with a second there. It must be a pleasing result.
Yeah, from the qualifying in that last restart, it wasn't too great. We were supposed to wait on green, and leader fired way before green, so that's the only reason I ended up in second, because Chase held up. It had been a close race at the end. It just hated it ended that way.
Yeah, it looked like on that last restart when the leader went, you sort of went and then you kind of checked up a bit. You were kind of in two minds. Ruling is the rule book, you must wait on green on all starts, or is it just for the initial start?
Nah, Keith added the rule that we all had to agree to. All starts and restarts start on green. So other than that, it was a real good race, real tight battling. Actually, 3 cautions through the whole race. Hey, I can't say too much about that. That's pretty good racing there for 55 laps at night.
Yeah, it certainly is, a testament to you drivers out there on the racetrack. But you go through the middle part of this race, you Stifler, Everts, and Chase as well. Ronald was there at the start. You guys, were able to run side by side. And, for majority of that race, there was either a car inside or outside. It must be pleasing to run with these guys, knowing that, you guys are able to, run so close together and make very minimal, if any, contact at all.
Yeah, there's a lot of good drivers out here tonight. Keith and Trace, they put on a hell of a show tonight. So, when you can run side by side with anybody and not have to worry about them hitting you or knocking you up into the wall, it makes for great racing.
Well, we've seen the debut of a new paint scheme tonight. I think from memory you run a green and black car. Now you go on to the orange and black. Reason for a colour change? Just wanted to drive something different?
Yeah, through my whole iRacing career, I've had 2 skins, and it's either the purple and green Evo 1 graphics car or my orange Hellenbach car. And Keith was putting this race on and was talking about new paint schemes, so I thought I'd do me one up and take a little time out and get me one done instead of doing this paint scheme for everybody else first.
Well, look, let me be the first one to tell you, if it hasn't already been said, it looks great. It's testament to yourself. And why don't you, go and thank the people that need to be thanked while you got a moment.
Yeah, thanks, Brett. First off, I gotta thank DWR, man. Our team over there, we was all running real good tonight, and then need to thank Keith and Trace for the show they put on, man. It was hell of a show. I really enjoyed it. And then need to thank you, man. You for broadcasting. It sounded great. Had it going on the second screen here, listening to it. And everybody who tuned in to watch, man. I sure got a good show, I believe.
All right, well done on second, and I'm sure we'll see you at the next race.
Yep, thank you, Brett. Have a good one, bud.
There we go, Jim Revis home in second place. We'll go down the line and see if we can chat to Greg Tebbill. Greg, Brett Wheeler in the booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, bud. Started. No, let's see where you started. You started 10th. You got a bit lucky on that last restart there, with the outside road not going, and you managed to sneak up on the inside and get a third. You got to be pleased about the result.
Yeah, I hate the circumstances, but I guess you take them however you can get.
Talk about coming through the field and maneuvering around this racetrack. Top, middle, bottom. Where did you feel comfortable throughout the night?
It seemed like the high line worked pretty well most of the race, and then there at the end, I think all of it went away. But middle part of the race, the high line was working pretty good.
All right, looking back on it now, is there anything you'd like to do different, throughout that race? Maybe choose a different line earlier on, or anything like that. Would you change anything?
No, I gave it my all. I haven't been racing a whole lot lately. I'm just getting back into it, so I feel pretty happy to come away with a top 3.
Well, speaking of that, well done on that third place finish out tonight. But before we let you get out of here, need to thank any sponsors, shout-outs. Who do you want to thank that makes it all happen for you, bud?
I'd like to thank Next Victim Racing for putting on the race. It's a fun race, bunch of clean guys to race with. Thank y'all for the broadcast, and all the guys at DWR.
All right, there we go. Greg Turbeville there with a third place finish. Of course, we are yet to get official confirmation on whether Matthew Everts will get black flagged for that restart, but we will leave that in the hands of race officials. But all we can say is, at the moment, unofficially, your top 3, Matthew Everts, Jim Revis, and Greg Turbeville. That'll do it for us here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Of course, a big thank you to everyone that has tuned in here this evening to watch the Next Victim Racing Dirt Street Stock Nationals at the Knoxville Raceway. Big thanks to everyone that has liked and followed the page, giving us a thumbs up on the video, of course, and if you've been chatting with us throughout the night, much appreciated. We hope you enjoyed the show, and of course, make sure you hit the like and follow button on our Facebook page. Of course, we do have a YouTube channel as well. Of course, you can check out our social media information just there on the left-hand side of the screen, of course. Where you're watching now, facebook.com/Ultimate Dirt TV. Yeah, we're in 1080p on Facebook, so normally we have a YouTube 1080p stream going, but since we got it on Facebook now, we're going to stick to Facebook, and then we'll upload the videos later on to our YouTube channel. Of course, you can go to youtube.com/Ultimate Dirt TV. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel to watch all the coverage live, or rewatch it, on Ultimate Dirt TV. Of course, big thanks to our sponsors as well. It's Wicked Cushion. Go to wicked-cushion.com for all your dirt apparel needs. Check them out on the social media pages as well. Check out Simworks Performance on Facebook, along with BK Designs and Hazamidi. Without those guys, really wouldn't be possible. Of course, we want to thank Keith Moody, Trace Williams, all the guys here at Next Victim Racing for allowing us, Ultimate Dirt TV, to broadcast the racing here this evening. It's been a great night from the Knoxville Raceway. As that will wrap us up. Well done unofficially to Matthew Everts, Jim Revis, and Greg Turbeville, your top 3. On behalf of everyone here at Ultimate Dirt TV, it's Brett Wheeler signing off, saying good night. We'll see you back next time, live on here on Facebook on Ultimate Dirt TV.